and so on. But it's all a part of a larger piece, which is to say that every time there is something that comes out that is in fact false information that is starting to actually hamper our ability to address the pandemic, then we need to be able to respond quickly to it.
So already for 2 months, we have all these modern technologies.
2 months? Wait. It would literally come out in 2 months. What does he say?
Follow Chris' talk, because that's a very good challenge. We have survivors. Because we have so many survivors, the epidemic already for 2 months. We have all these modern technologies.
Wait, I never caught that. Wait, what? Did you guys catch that? They're simulating it as if the virus has already been out for 2 months. This is happening the week of the Wuhan military games in October 2019, 2 months before the outbreak officially started. So when the outbreak happens, it would have been 2 months into it. What a fucking coincidence. Holy shit. They knew that it had leaked during the Wuhan games that were ongoing. Someone got sick at the Wuhan games. They saw, holy shit, this flew as a fern cleavage site insertion. That's the shit that we were doing at the Wuhan lab, funded by DARPA and USAID. Uh-oh. Well, it hasn't spread yet. It'll probably take a couple months for it to spread. Let's get all of our fucking cover-up in place over the next 2 months. That way we're in position when we announce that this pandemic is real, we'll already have 2 months of preparation, which we are kicking off with this Event 201 tabletop exercise, with all the heads of the media companies, the intelligence agencies, the China CDC response, the Gates Foundation, the World Economic Forum. Ooh, that's a spicy meatball. That's a spicy one. Wow. Here's Graphica. Here's what they're getting paid by the friggin' military to do, the COVID-19 infodemic. Gone over this many times. They do this in conjunction with NATO Stratcom, where they quite literally, they started this on their, according to their own internal papers that I discovered online and then they freaked out about. The date on that paper was December 16th, 2019. The COVID outbreak started on December 12th, 2019. Began mapping disinformation about COVID origins, COVID conspiracy theories. They target U.S. right-wing accounts while on U.S. military payroll. Mega clusters of right-wing disinformation, coronavirus disinformation. Saying conservative groups have a larger total presence. 27% of conservative groups share COVID misinformation, compared with only 8% from left-wing groups, which means fucking NATO's censorship arm should be censoring more right-wing accounts. They even had a section for conspiracy theories about Bill Gates and George Soros. Graphica. Oh my gosh, they make you fill out. You need to dox yourself to even access the document now. Holy shit, bro. It's because I put it on Joe Rogan. I went over this thing on Joe Rogan last year. Holy shit. There's got to be another way to access this. Oh my God, it was Melanie Smith. You got to be shitting me. All right. Yo, fuck it. We're about to go crazy mode. Don't worry, motherfuckers. I got the screenshots. All right. Right away, as soon as the COVID. Now remember, does anyone remember where Event 201 was hosted? You know, the coronavirus outbreak tabletop simulation that was done. You guys remember Event 201? That was sponsored by the Gates Foundation. Cheat. It's right here on the page. Oh, it's the Johns Hopkins. It's hosted at Johns Hopkins. And this is the pandemic simulator playing out. They did this while the Wuhan games in October 2019 were playing out. where many people think the outbreak actually started in October, not in December 2019, during the Wuhan Games. Literally, the day, that was like a 1 week thing. They did this the week of the Wuhan Games, where they brought together all of the big pharma execs, the deputy director of the Central Intelligence Agency, Avril Haines, which I'll make a little side note. Oh no. The deputy director of the Central Intelligence Agency, who then became the director of national intelligence for Joe Biden. Oh no. She's a physicist. She's actually a closet physicist the whole time. Avril Haines, who participates in the Event 201 coronavirus simulator, while nobody else on planet Earth who wasn't like a respiratory disease specialist even knew what the fuck a coronavirus was. Here's the simulation they held. In case a mass coronavirus caused a global pandemic.
Look, we are looking forward to working with each of you to strengthen pandemic preparedness in the future.
Welcome to Event 201.
It began in healthy-looking pigs, months, perhaps years ago. A new coronavirus spread silently within herds. Gradually, farmers started getting sick. Infected people got a respiratory illness with symptoms ranging from mild flu-like signs to severe pneumonia. The sickest
Just the flu.
required intensive care. Many died. At first, the spread was limited to those with close contacts, healthcare personnel, co-workers, and families. But now, it's spreading rapidly throughout local communities. International travel has turned local epidemics into a pandemic spanning the globe. Just 3 months ago, CAPS started in South America, but has now reached several countries with more than 30,000 cases and nearly 2,000 deaths.
Hosted at Johns Hopkins, funded by Bill the Gates Foundation. Now, what's curious is, in the simulation, it's not pangolins in China, it's pigs in Brazil. How did I get here? Now, we know that the Central Intelligence Agency, in 2015, when Avril Haines was the deputy director of the CIA, approached Ralph Barrick and asked him to do gain-of-function research on coronavirus. Intelligence officials were in contact with Dr. Ralph Barrick, a collaborator of the Wuhan Institute of Virology's Bat Lady, Dr. Shi, in 2015, when Avril Haines was the deputy director of the CIA. So Avril Haines was talking to Ralph Barrick about coronaviruses while he's working with the Wuhan Institute of Virology? Oh, does that answer the question? What am I doing here? To discuss a possible project on coronavirus evolution and human adaptation. Now, listen, I know you're probably wondering the same question that, everybody else with a room temperature IQ is. What does Avril Haines know about coronaviruses or even intelligence work? How is she qualified? She's just a physicist. She's just a research engineer, guys. She's a research engineer and a physicist. But I guess now she's a medical sciences expert. And she can run the CIA. In fact, she can run the entire intelligence community as a research engineer at a physics lab. Oh, you're a physicist too now. Yes, what is a physicist doing at a coronavirus response simulation?
Today about the CAPS pandemic. Twitter and Facebook are reporting they've identified and deleted a disturbing number of accounts dedicated to spreading disinformation about.
So here you have the deputy director of the Central Intelligence Agency, who then, right after this, becomes the director of national intelligence in charge of the entire intelligence community, running a seminar 2 months before the COVID pandemic starts about how to get social media companies to censor disinformation about a hypothetical animal-born coronavirus that appears to have been breaking out the very week they're holding this at the Wuhan Games. While both intelligence agencies that Avril Haines was at, CIA and ODNI, met personally with Ralph Barrick to go over projects about adapting coronavirus to humans. And then when it breaks out, they run a pre-censorship simulation about how to compel social media companies to ban anyone who says that this was made in a lab. The CIA deputy director, who would then become director of national intelligence in January 2021, before there was even a vaccine out, is doing a pre-censorship conference about how to censor social media of any conspiracy theories about it being leaked from a lab or created by the U.S. military.